now we come to the Community Board monthly reports. And welcome to the table Waipapa, Papanui-Innes, and it's Simon Britton and Emma Pavey. Morena.
Kia ora koutou katoa.
Apology from the chair today.
Yes, apologies from Emma Norris today. Us deputies do what we can.
Well, we're lucky to have you, trusty deputies, I think.
They're wonderful. And Emma Pavey, of course, our Community Governance Manager in support. So our report on our activities for the last month. At our May Board meeting, we approved some safety improvements at the intersection of McFadden's Road and Cranford Street. These came as a result of a safety audit that was carried out after the major changes in that area and will enhance safety for pedestrians and cyclists who are crossing at the signalised intersection on Cranford Street just north of McFadden's Road. It was great to also be able to approve the site selection and design for the new changing rooms and community facility at Lancaster Park. That project is now in the detailed design phase and construction is planned for completion in late July 2025. At that meeting, we also granted $2,500 to the Neighbourhood Trust for their Parenting Adventures workshop. A week later, we had a joint meeting with our neighbouring board to the east, where we considered the road elements of the City to Sea West safety improvements. And you have some of those recommendations before you today as a Part A, so happy to take any questions on that. 6 young people have received support through our Youth Development Fund, and we had a full schedule of public forum presentations in May. 2 relating to traffic and safety issues in St Albans, 2 young people reporting back on youth development grants, 1 request for an alcohol ban, and 1 raising concerns regarding people camping in vehicles on a Papanui street. We received some correspondence at our last meeting from a Preston's resident concerned about the safety of cyclists along the rural section of Preston's Road that's pictured on the slide here. This section is 60 kilometres an hour and there's no shoulder at all for cyclists, and it's heavily used by students heading from Preston's to local schools. Since this was brought up, staff have cleared the vegetation, as you can see in these photos, and thank you to staff for that, but there's currently no funding on budget to seal that shoulder. And I would point out there's a painted cycle line on either side of this section of road, so it's a bit of a choke point for vulnerable road users. And that's something, as a board, we'll continue to advocate for. We have works underway and getting underway at 2 Shirley intersections. Already underway is the Shirley Hills-Warrington intersection, which is pictured here and is due to be complete later this month. And starting just at the end of this week or start of next week, there'll be night works through July at the nearby Shirley, Marshall and New Brighton intersection. And the decision has been made around scheduling those works essentially to get all of the work done as soon as possible, as opposed to, for example, waiting until one was fully completed before starting the next, just trying to minimise the impact on the community of those changes. We've spoken to you before about the community project in Richmond to upgrade Petrie Park. This is the old bowling green, and it was great to hear recently that this work is going to fall under the urban forest plan. That team are working with the community on the plan, which, as well as tree planting, will include a walking loop, a nature play area, a dog agility track, murals and a built structure to provide shelter. Acknowledging Richmond Community Garden and Revolution, who received an award recently in the Kumara Awards. This was the Te Akina Te Whenua Ka Manakitea Te Tangata, Caring for the Land, Caring for People Award. And the recipients just noted that at the core of their work is a deep respect for nature. And this award, this recognition really means the world to them because those awards gave them an opportunity to reflect on their achievements and witness the outstanding mahi across the city, and they couldn't be prouder of their community. It's been great to see the local parks team working closely with community groups in our area. In April, the Community Partnerships Ranger facilitated a daffodil maintenance session in Olivia's Reserve with workers from the Phillipstown Hub and the Salisbury Street Foundation, local police officer and community volunteers. And we love seeing locals take ownership of our green spaces and thank the Parks team for helping with this positive community interaction. We had a Papanui RSA once again hosted an Anzac parade in service. There was a large public turnout at that. We understand this is after the dawn service. This is the largest public service in Christchurch. And our chair, Emma, with support from myself and councillors Henstock and Cotter, laid a wreath in remembrance on behalf of the board. And finally, last week, we saw the relaunch of Gear Up Aoteatahi at McFarlane Park. This is a great initiative which sees used sports gear donated and then distributed to tamariki and whānau, and here's a quick video showing that event.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. Perfectly timed for your 10 minutes. Thanks very much. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Waipuna Horsebowl Hornby Rickerton.